John who? Like, well, they said John Collopy, and I was like, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
They said, no, I don't. I said, that's the owner of our company. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, that just hit me hard.
So he met your clients.
Yeah.
And he showed them homes.
He showed them homes himself and took a whole Saturday to show them homes while we were in St. Louis. So that was my first within 30 days of what John and Bill had and what they created with results. So there was no looking back after that. So
yeah. Well, that's
so.
You look like you're getting emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
I told you not to make her cry.
Thank you for joining me. I'm here today with Brian and Jenny Leonard. You guys you're out of our Plymouth office, but technically you're in the St. Michael area. You've been with RE/MAX Results 23 years. Mm-hmm. Thank you. How did you find your way into real estate? I'm just going to pick on either one of you. Brian, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I'll go with Brian first.
Yeah. How did I get into real estate?
Yeah, how did you find your way? How did you get into real estate, and how did you end up at RE/MAX Results?
So I got into real estate kind of accidentally, where right after high school I went to a 2-year architectural drafting school. Mm-hmm. And I was working there, and went really well. So that helps with just learning all the construction documents.
Yeah.
And then after a few years, I actually went to the University of Minnesota to take some classes for architecture, and I realized that I did not want to do architecture. And so after about 4 years, I got my license, and I was working with the architecture firm probably for 5 years, but I was working 50 hours there and about 60 hours in real estate, and I had to make the choice. Okay. So I was helping somebody else a long time ago as their buyer's agent.
You were.
And then I just kind of took it upon myself to do it on my own. So.
And then it was some chance meeting with John Collopy that got you to join RE/MAX Results. Is that when you became independent, when you moved from being a buyer's agent to...
Pretty much. I mean, I had worked with a previous national company before.
Yeah. Okay.
And then things kind of happened, and I talked to John and just kind of came over to Results back in 2002. So.
And you haven't looked back.
No,
yeah.
have not.
That's great. No. I appreciate you're both very humble, and you don't want me to talk about your accolades, but a quick Google search could turn most of that up. But you do, last year you were on stage with me in the top 10 accepting an award. I have a feeling at the next awards I'm going to see you again on stage. So you guys have consistently been doing very, very well. Now, is it just the two of you or who else do you have as far as your support system? How are you selling all this real estate, Brian?
So it's basically Jenny and I, and we have an administrative assistant, Sandy Gilbertson.
Sandy's still with you?
Sandy's still with us.
Yes.
She's been with us for, almost 10 years now, probably.
And before she was with you, she worked in corporate at RE/MAX.
She worked at corporate. She worked for John and Bill as their executive assistant.
Yeah, so our listeners probably know Sandy Gilbertson. Yeah, that's wonderful.
And then she went to TCF and worked in the foreclosure department, so I helped Sandy do a lot of stuff with TCF. Okay. And then Sandy put out this APB for, they let her go because there's no more foreclosures back in the mid, 2015-16. And,
sure.
And I know that Cindy Badness was recruiting her already. And I told Sandy, I said, Cindy, Sandy is for us.
Yeah.
So back off. So we brought Sandy on right away and asked her what she wanted. We gave her whatever she wanted.
Cindy Badness recruited me to RE/MAX Results 26 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Sandy's amazing.
She's one of the originals, right?
Yeah, the OG. She definitely is.
We're really lucky to have Sandy on our team. She's awesome.
She's wonderful.
She's got a breadth of knowledge that...
So, Jenny, what did you do before you were working in real estate?
Well, I worked for a short time in accounting, so I'm definitely an accounting dropout. I could not. I mean, I apologize for anyone I worked with because I talk too much. And actually, we were down the road in Brooklyn Park, the office where I worked, and it was a glass building, the Quadrant, in Brooklyn Park, and we had our cubicles there, and I could see through the glass my coworker, and I would just sit there and I think that I probably drove her nuts because she was a really good accountant, and she wanted to just crunch the numbers, and so I just thought, this is not for me. And so at that time, I had met Brian. I had already started looking for another job, but had met Brian, and his who he was working with, they said, would you want to work in our loan area and pre-approved buyers? And I was like, I have a degree in finance and economics, so I was like, that's right down my alley.
Yeah.
And so I was in loans for a long time. I worked as a loan officer. I worked as a sales rep for a mortgage company. So
Okay.
until I joined up with Brian. So.
Okay. Do you show properties, or are you more behind the scenes? Are you?
Yeah, I'm kind of like assisting with,
Okay.
I show, I can do open houses.
Okay.
That's kind of my part on the team, but also just kind of keeping everything together.
Yeah.
Some of our marketing things and that kind of stuff. So just a lot of
All
different
right.
things.
Plus, she keeps me in line too, and that's a full-time job.
That's
in
like 20
itself,
hours a
so,
week.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
You fall into the category of like the spouses that enjoy working together.
Yeah, we support each other
Yeah.
in different ways, but where we know that works the best.
And I've known that you guys you've always been in the St. Michael community as long as I've known you, but I know you kind of work all over the state. Because we don't have an office in St. Michael, but it's such a booming area
trying.
that you've been trying.
Years and
I know
years.
we're still working on that. And so yeah, you're always who comes to mind when someone says, who knows someone in the area? I'm like, well, I know the Leonards are up there. So, but you do business pretty much all over the place, right?
Yeah, I would say we focus, northwest suburbs and St. Michael.
Okay.
That's where we live, and we've been there since '98, so we know that market really well. But a lot of our business is referrals, and there was one year that we were down in Bryceland, down by Iowa, and up by Captogama, and also in Lutzen. So we sold 3 properties pretty much in all 3 corners of the state. So.
All in the same month.
And that's not, we don't do that all the time, but it
cool.
was people that we knew really well and have worked with, and they only trusted us. They didn't want to call anybody else.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's very good. How did you was there a coaching, a system, maybe a book or 2 along the way that you can think of? Jenny's nodding her head that maybe took you from this level to the next. Like, what do you want to share? Was there anything along the way
You were nodding your head.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we had a real estate coach early on.
Okay.
And he was awesome. So how did you even get his name? Was it at a conference maybe?
No, it was from another agent that we get. There's
Okay.
like 3 or 4 of us that got together, and we still get together, other agents with other companies, and he was working with the coach. His name was Don Cunningham. So we worked with Don for a while, but
Okay.
so he helped us, with time blocking and time management and numbers and stuff. But really, I would say John Collopy is the one that really, when the market really tanked in 2008, 9, 10,
Yeah.
it was tough back then.
Yeah.
A lot of the agents that are selling, they don't really understand what, this is more of a normal market that we're in.
Yes.
But he had to kind of, you got to get more listings, you got to make more calls, you got to just, so he kind of talked us off the ledge a couple times and gave us, we always knew if we had a question, we could always call John, and he would have the answer, and I was like, there we go. It was like the golden ticket. So.
I think we have that 50-50 split at Remax Results of people that coached with John, that grew with John, and then those that joined when he pulled out of that involvement a number of years ago that didn't get that. And so I treasure that.
Yeah.
It's those of us on the board of directors and the executive team at Remax Results are that's so important, to maintain that John legacy. The agent is our customer, and,
Right.
and so on. You had shared a story, if you don't mind, while we're on the topic of John with me, but I'd love for you to share it with the listeners. A John story, we'll just call it that.
Sure. Yeah, so, early on, when I was working with the other company before Remax Results, I knew I needed to make a change, and not to get too far into the weeds on that. I just called John and I was like, hey, so my son our son was down at Children's Hospital in critically ill condition, and I just needed to make the change. And John was actually getting better at the time, our John. And back in June, I just said, I started working, but then all of a sudden, I called John and I said, hey, I need to come over. He goes, what do you need? We came over and started working. Well, at the end of, in 2002, at the end of June, we had to fly our son down to St. Louis for a heart transplant.
Okay.
And during that time, we were supposed to be showing, and this was 4th
How
of July
old was
weekend.
your son, John?
He was 15 months. Yeah.
Okay.
So during that time, we were showing people, and I was trying to get back to work again because I had pretty much shut down for 2 months. And so I called John. I had just come over to results in June. And I called John and I said, hey, we're going down to St. Louis. I said, I've got these clients. I said, we're looking at houses. And it was 4th of July weekend. And so we ended up, he said, just give me their name and number. We'll get them taken care of. And so we ended up going down to St. Louis. I called my clients on Sunday. And I said, how did it go this weekend? Just to check in. And they said, oh, yeah, no, John met us at the Eden Prairie office in his Mercedes and showed us houses this weekend. And I was like, oh, John who? Like, well, they said John Collopy. And I was like, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
They said, no, I don't. I said, that's the owner of our company. And so I was like, that just hit me hard.
So he met your clients.
Yeah.
And he showed them homes.
He showed them homes himself and took a whole Saturday to show them homes while we were in St. Louis. So that was my first, within 30 days of what John and Bill had and what they created with results. So
Yeah.
there was no looking back after that. So,
Yeah. Well,
so
you look like you're getting emotional.
yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I told you not to make her cry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's still all these years. It still is amazing that John did that for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Didn't even really know us.
Yeah.
He still does things like that. He's got a reputation for being a little bit of a troublemaker.
We all
maybe-
do, don't we?
Yeah, having no filter,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
But he made
but
it like no big deal.
For those of us, there's also a reason why I've been here 26 years. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Mary
For
Graw, 27
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
And do you need a tissue? You're so cute. Oh, it's so special, though.
I mean, just
Yeah.
thinking about that time and how he really helped us a lot. And
Yeah. So, well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you really
that's-
don't find that in any industry, I think.
Yeah.
Think about anywhere you've ever worked. Have you ever known anyone that did something like that for you that you, for the rest of your life, you'll remember?
Yeah. Yeah. That's very special. Yeah.
I know in my accounting department, no. When I worked in accounting, I can tell you right now, no one would have done that in accounting.
And I'll also say too, like
Yeah.
after that happened, and on July 5th, John passed away down in St. Louis, our John. But after that, we just
So
wanted
how
to.
old was he?
He was 15
months old
Yeah.
when he passed
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that. I didn't know you guys very well, but I had been at the company for a couple of
Yeah.
years, and I remember.
Yeah.
And do you still do your you do a charity golf tournament?
Yeah, so
for-
that was kind of part of our grieving process, like just to kind of, because it was a really tough thing. I had brothers and sisters that had kids, and no one ever had any trouble, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
that happened to us. So I was,
Yeah.
But we wanted to help with our grieving process, and so yeah, we started the golf tournament, and we knew that we were down at Children's Hospital, and it's a great place, and we knew they did everything they could for John.
Yeah.
And so we ended up doing the golf tournament, and we had that for 10 years, and so we raised about $160,000 for Children's Hospital at that time, which now that's a lot of money, but back then that was even more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some of the things, in case anybody's listening to this, if you ever have a child that's in critically ill condition down at the Children's Hospital in Minneapolis, we do, the John Lloyd Leonard Memorial has sponsored, I think there's one or maybe even 2 sleep rooms down there. Because when we were there, we just had to sleep, in a conference room, and then
Yeah.
we had to be out by 6. Well, now there's sleep rooms there that they have their own TV, their own bed, their own bathroom, where they can stay there and be with their loved one while they're down at Children's
That's
and
nice.
still stay there. And so if you ever are down there and need to stay overnight, there are sleep rooms down there for parents. So we just
Yeah.
wanted to get back to Children's and get back to other families and have them have a better experience than we did, with the the staying overnight experience. So,
And I know Children's Miracle Network, part of Children's Hospital, is a big Remax thing as well. I'm assuming that's
yeah.
near and dear to you guys. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
So.
okay. That's wonderful. Thank you. You've shared some some great stories already. I want to hear one more about a story about how John Collopy did something, but I have a feeling you guys have done so much in return for clients of yours. Like, would you mind sharing a story or two about maybe something that you've done, Jenny,
Do you wanna-
for a client?
I'm smiling because
you're
I'm thinking, what is he going to say?
Yeah, no, like everybody has a story that, like, something that's a touching story, maybe a funny story, maybe a so many lives that you've touched over the years, and maybe share something of how you've helped someone in a special way.
Well,
Or-
kind of what I mentioned to you before. I mean, I still think of this, but we had one of our clients, their dad was buying his first house, and he was in his 50s, and he wanted to work with me, and he was looking down in southern Minnesota, which is 2 hours away from where we are, and I was like, so I referred him to an agent down there, and he's, it was right down by the Iowa border. And,
yeah.
because I was just like, you need to work with somebody down in that area that knows that area. So anyhow, they ended up referring to somebody, and then they ended up calling me back and said, Brian, you need to work with me. And he was looking at about a $60,000 to $80,000 house. This was just a few years ago.
Okay.
He said, because you're the magic man.
The magic man.
Yeah, he called me the magic man. And
Why
still,
did he call- I wanna hear.
I still send him messages,
Signed
text
off
message, sign off the
magic.
magic man, But I don't know how he came up with magic man, but so I ended up saying, I took him on, and Jenny actually went down with me to do the final walkthrough on the property in Bryceland. And it was a great property, and he told me kind of I didn't know this about him, but he was working in construction, and he fell off a crane and almost died.
Wow.
And so I was put there, I think, for a reason, to help him and get that house. And it's not about the money. It was about just helping somebody, and that's kind of what we do, is just put our clients first every time, no matter what. So that was one little funny thing.
Well, obviously, if you will travel 2-3 hours out of the way to help someone, it sounds like multiple times, buy a home, even if it's not in your neck of the woods. Thank you.
Because I'd say there's not many agents that will do that. A lot of people refer them out, or they'll say they can't help them. I know agents out there that probably will just turn that down. So,
Yeah.
so
What's your favorite way of staying in touch with your clients?
So, I mean, I would say just usually I'll send them a text message on their birthday. I know John he still calls us on their birthday. I'm not that good, but we'll reach out to people
Yeah.
just on a regular basis on their 1-year anniversary, 6-month anniversary of buying a house, or if they had a child, just reach out to them personally and offer them, if they're big Wild fans, we'll offer them. I don't know if this should be on the video or not, because I don't know from a tax standpoint, but see if they want to go to the Wild game, and give them a couple tickets to say thank you, and just mostly just connecting with them, and we'll send out mailings every year, but we still don't do as good of a job as we're supposed to do, like calling our clients like none of us usually do.
That was my next question:
yeah.
is what's 1 or 2 things that you should be doing that you're not?
Probably calling our clients more.
Okay.
Because we've never paid, any Zillow ads or any of these ads. We just haven't. It's just past clients and referrals. But
So you don't buy leads.
no, we don't buy leads.
It's
No.
all just grassroots. Yep. Okay.
And
Building relationships.
it's about
Yep.
relationships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it takes a while,
It does.
So for our new agents out there, don't get discouraged, but keep working hard. But building relationships it's old-fashioned, I think, because we don't pay for leads. We never have. We've just worked and built relationships, and we started when we were like 15, so that's why finally after 27 years we're here. But yeah.
That says a lot because a lot of realtors do a lot of paid advertising or purchasing leads. So if when you were newer, open houses, mailers, door knocking?
Yes.
Any, all of the, you're like, yes, all
All
of the
of them.
above.
Yes, all
And
of
we
them.
still do all those things.
Yeah.
Some of
Yeah.
them.
Networking.
Yeah.
You said you have a
For
networking
sure.
group with agents that you do too.
Yep, there's a group that one of the agents retired, but we still get together. There's 3 or 4 of us that get together once every 3 months just to see it's working. And
Yeah.
and Jenny's in a business group that she meets every Wednesday, and I'm in a business group that I meet every Tuesday.
It's so important
Just-
to do that. It's the business of real estate can be very
Right.
isolating. At Remax Results, we have a bunch of groups like that too, where people can connect with like-minded, whether they're masterminds or, you know what I mean? Okay, that's great. What's a goal of yours for maybe next year or the next 5 years? Maybe something that you are aware you should be doing in your business, but maybe you're not?
Well,
yet?
one thing that we're in the process of doing is, and you may not know this, but our daughter, she's a senior at St. Michael
Okay.
High School. She has already taken her real estate classes. She's only 17, and then she'll be taking her test here soon.
I love it.
She turns 18 on January 9th, and so I think she's already going to get her license on that day.
Wonderful.
So we're going to bring her on. She's still going to go to college. She's going to go for business.
Okay.
Still looking at colleges right now, but bring her on our team, and yeah, so that's something new for 2026. But
She's very motivated. She went, actually, when she was very little at one of our Valley Fair events.
Yeah.
She talked to John Collopy. She knew then she wanted to work in real estate, but not just in real estate. Like she wanted to be John's boss.
she wants to be the owner.
She
of
told
the
You
me-
business.
should have her
I
reach
said
out
we're-
to me.
And she said, no, Mom, I don't want to just sell. I want to be his boss. I want to be the boss. Like she wants to be the
You
boss
should have
of
her.
everything.
No, I'm serious. In the last 2 weeks, I've probably met with 3 children of our agents.
Yeah.
It's happened all at once. They're either working on their license or just got licensed and are joining their parents. And these agents reached out and said, I would really love if you met with my son or my daughter or whatever. So I'm serious, have her reach out to me and I can tell her how she can become John's boss.
That was when she was little, but then she went with us to an awards show a couple years ago, and she was like,
I think I remember that.
whoa.
Yeah.
And she saw her dad walk across stage, and we didn't tell her any of this was going to happen. And she was like, she's very competitive too. And so she
okay.
basically is Brian in a much younger female form.
I love
So
it.
she's very motivated. And and when she saw him, she said, I want to outsell my dad. So, and she
like
is
it.
amazing, just like any kid her age with TikTok, Snapchat, and that fills that void for us. So
We have some great programs for newly licensed agents, though, that we can plug her into also
Sure.
when she's ready.
okay.
So, like the Sales Rocket program that Shauna Joyce has been doing has been
Sure.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So, something
Yeah,
to
she
consider.
probably will outperform me at some point.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah,
good.
I believe that.
And we have another older daughter that is in college. She's doing, she's creative, so she can help us with the, she said she doesn't want to, but I'll probably rope her in when she's done with college, doing some of our creative stuff with design and stuff, so.
She's super creative.
I don't want to not talk about Libby.
Yeah, she's,
Yeah.
she's up at NDSU right now, and she does a lot of photography for all the sports department. And
Okay.
She's doing an internship for the Fargo Force, which is the hockey team up there. So, and she's loving it. So,
So
And
I
she
he-
did the
I-
3M Open this summer, so.
I hear the Leonard team is growing at some point here in the future. That's awesome. Do you, when you're not selling real estate, share something, what's just a passion or a hobby of yours outside of real estate?
I would say
Yeah.
number one for us, if we're not working and need a break, we have a cabin up in Hackensack. And
Okay, now is
It's
that
not
near
fancy, but-
Longville? Is that
Yeah.
near
it's
Longville?
near Longville.
it's
yeah.
not too far, yeah.
Okay, we have an office in Longville.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. All right.
But the office in Longville is a team office, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so we don't use that one, but we have used Nisswa
Okay.
when we go through Nisswa.
And I see Hackensack, that pops up a lot for people looking for referrals up there. So
Yeah.
how much time is that just a seasonal thing or do you go up there year round?
Year round. We keep
Okay.
it open year round.
Yes.
We don't get up there as much as we'd like to, but now
Okay.
that we have a senior at college and senior in high school, maybe we'll get up there a little bit more.
Yeah, that's
So-
good. Okay,
so-
that's good to know for people listening too.
But
'cause
that is
Hackensack
probably
area.
our place to go to de-stress. Like, it seems like as soon as we hit that gravel road to go to the cabin, it's just like,
I was just discussing this with someone else, so I
Yeah.
similar. It's on about 2 miles of dirt road, and you just
Yeah.
feel it fall.
yes. I don't know what that is, but
it is. It's a thing. It's a thing.
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good for us just to do that. Like I said, it's not like it's not a fancy cabin, but it's quiet.
It's quiet.
It's so quiet.
That's exactly what it is.
To be near the water is just refreshing for your soul, I think. Even when it's ice, it's still nice. Although we're not really big winter enthusiasts, but
We're only about 35 to 50 feet off of the lake, so we're one of the closest cabins on that lake, and
Nice.
it's about a 20-foot clarity lake. And
So you can probably hear the cracks
Oh,
and the
yeah.
pops
absolutely.
and
Oh
the
yeah. And
you know,
the
yeah,
loons
the
at
ice.
night during the summer. and-
Yeah.
yeah, we keep the windows open to hear the loons. That's
Yep.
pretty
That's
fun.
healing. That's therapy.
So we haven't renovated it yet, but it still has the green avocado shag carpeting.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
The green curtains where
That's
all the
not
windows
back?
are in the
Is
front.
I
that
have totally embraced it, and I am waiting. It's going to come back, but
It already is.
the dark wood
It's already
paneling. We end up having like so much fun there that I can't even begin to think about spending my time there
Like-
the short time we have renovating. So we
Right.
just enjoy it.
Right.
We've made great friends up there, and so we really like it up there. But in addition to that, Brian loves to golf. I like to ride in the cart.
Yes. I think-
And
yeah, golfing or hunting,
Yeah.
deer hunting, grouse hunting,
fishing.
and for us, now that the kids have been so active for so long, it's just like on Labor Day weekend we were all up there, at the cabin. So just being together with family.
Yep.
And golfing together, or just being together, just having a dinner together.
Yeah.
Because in this day and age, we're all so busy running here, running there, but just spending as much time with family as possible.
Do you do your holidays up there? Will you do Christmas up there?
We
or-
talked about it this year, but we have, during COVID we did.
Yeah, during COVID.
That was some of the best meals we did on the smoker up there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that was good.
yeah, that was the earliest we put the boat in during COVID. And it was snowing when we put the boat in the first time.
We were like,
So-
what? How much worse can this get? I have a picture of him putting the boat in and it's snowing and we're just like, come on.
But usually
One of those years when it snowed in May. or-
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
we
my-
probably
yeah.
will spend more holidays up there in the future, just with some family changes that we've had. But yeah, so
That's good. So circling back on business, besides having the amazing Sandy Gilbertson, what's one or two tools that you use? And I don't know whichever one of you wants to answer the question that you just can't live without. What's a necessity?
So we were just
Yeah.
we were just talking about this when we were at a round table with Cindy, and some of the agents don't think have a CRM yet. And so
Still to this day,
Yeah.
So
I'd say for us, for me, just keeping my life and business organized is having, we've been using Top Producer forever.
Yep.
And I just haven't switched over anything else. I've tried a couple
need
things,
to.
but, that's your calendar, your contact management, your pop-ups to remind who to call and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'd say our CRM is probably the most important thing, just to
Yep.
keep in contact with everybody.
That helps, but I would not promote Top Producer. Just an FYI for new agents. It's very archaic. But
But we still do
For
have
our-
a lot of people. We
Yeah.
always say the best CRM is the one you use.
Right.
Yep.
So
yeah, and so we've used it. They have they try to put functionality in there, but even if you look at it, it's just so. It's just not very user friendly. They'll say, "Oh yeah, we have drip contact in there," and it's not good though. The letters, I would never send those out to people.
We don't
I'm
need
sorry.
a bash Top Producer.
Well, you know what? They don't give us anything. So.
we can
I'm just gonna be honest.
we'll leave that in. No. Do you guys do client appreciation events? I've seen you do.
So-
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, your golf tournament for years
Yeah.
was kind of your way of really
Connecting with people.
and getting together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
That was big. Yeah, we.
yeah.
really
I mean, we-
focused on that a lot.
We try to take, like we just had lunch with one of our clients this Wednesday, took them out to lunch after their closing just to say thank you. And so we'll do that. And this year we're doing something a little different. Up in St. Michael, they have what's called the Le Musique Room, and one of our clients is doing like a Christmas thing. So,
He's a musician, part
Yeah.
of it, yeah. So
we're doing renting a room and stuff just for people that have referred us quite a bit of business.
Very
So we're renting a room up there and having that little party this year. So
Okay.
we haven't done. I know there's some agents that do these big, huge, cruises and things like that. And
Some do small,
Yeah.
sprinkled events throughout the year.
Yeah.
Instead of having everyone to the same event, they
Yeah.
kind of sprinkle. Yeah. It's,
one of the
but
other things.
early on, we used to do the Santa pictures.
Oh yeah, we did that too.
That was a big deal, and we did that for many, many years. And it was so fun to see the kids, and we'd have little like treat bags and crafts for them to do, and then send them home with their pictures with Santa.
Yeah.
So it's really fun now to look back on those from years ago from our clients when they had their babies, and now they're young adults. We're helping some of them buy houses now, so that's kind of fun to look back on. I think that it got really overcrowded though. I think that all of a sudden, like if you look in the local like Facebook events, there's Santa pictures everywhere. So
Sure,
it got
sure.
really diluted. So we don't do that anymore, but
We started during COVID. We started doing, like for anyone that referred us business throughout the year, one of our clients, her name is Marcy, she makes these pumpkin rolls and they're delicious. So she makes them and I personally deliver them to, like right before Thanksgiving, that
Yep.
Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday before Thanksgiving, deliver them out to their houses.
very nice.
And we had a little
How
bag
do I
we
get on
carried-
that list?
Oh, yeah.
you got to refer us a business.
You never know. Maybe there'll be one that show up on your door.
Yeah. We always get a few extra, so I'll make a note here. Let me grab my phone.
No, you're so funny. See, I can tell Jenny keeps you in line.
Yeah,
She keeps
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Jenny, I'm going to pick on you. Tell me something about a service that you guys provide
Yeah.
to your clients.
So we don't have necessarily a list, like a number, like a checklist of services that we provide because of our small, like we're not really a true big team like you might see. And I think kind of what the industry was kind of funneling agents into, like you can build a team. So we never really went that route. And instead we kind of tailor our services more customized. We're able to because we're just us. We don't have to follow the exact checklist of maybe what a bigger team would have to do. So I feel like we can really provide more a tailored customer service experience
To what they need specifically.
Right. And looking back on that, that might kind of help with our referral rate. Like I don't know what the number is. Have we done it lately?
About 95%.
Of our clients
Yeah.
come back to us, our repeat clients, or
Wow.
refer us business. So, and I think that really comes down to the fact that we can tailor everything. It's really about our client. We just met with a client yesterday that is a repeat client that lost her husband, and so we're doing things to help her that we don't do for other clients. Helping her find places to put some of her things or organize and stuff. So I'm grateful for that we actually can be that,
Yeah.
agile where we can do that kind of thing to help.
Yeah, that's
Because
wonderful.
every seller is in a different situation. They
Yep.
need there's different wants and needs for every seller.
Yep.
Like she had lost her husband and just recently, and so we're helping her. She's overwhelmed with getting rid of stuff. So Jenny's taking pictures of some stuff to help her sell some stuff, and just doing things like that because she's in a life-changing event right now, and she needs to be attention needs to be given to her. So
It's way, way, way above and beyond just listing a home for sale.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So-
nice. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it's been so nice to have you guys on. Thank you for.
We're
coming
over
down.
already. We're done already.
We can keep talking.
Just kidding.
No, that's been great. You guys are, you're always on some list. You're always receiving some accolade, and again, you're so humble. You don't want me to talk about that, but you guys are very special. And you've been at Remax Results a very long time. Thank you. Thanks for sharing the the story about John Collopy, and then of course your son John Leonard. So thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and thanks to results, we love results. I said it. We said it 23 years ago. We say it now. We think it's the most professional real estate company in the area, and we really enjoy working for results.
Thank you.